Support for Radio Friends comes from LaBrunerie Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact LaBrunerie Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Monday, August the 29th. I want to introduce you to LESLIE WILBERS. Good to have you here, Leslie.
It's good to be here, Paul.
Yeah,
thank you.
From LaBrunerie Financial. Normally we have Alex on, but he's out vacationing in Colorado with his family.
Yes, I have big shoes to fill.
Yeah, but we'll talk a little bit about the market. And this year has been good and it's been bad. It's been concerning for a lot of people. What do you say to folks who are listening and they're really concerned and afraid, and they say, should I be investing or should I just wait a while?
So, Paul, on your last episode or show that you had with Alex, you asked a very good question or really brought up a concern that most investors have thought of themselves is, what is going on with the market? It just doesn't seem to be making sense. And a quote that I'll sort of review today from Warren Buffett, cited back in the 70s, is in the short run, the market is a voting machine, and in the long run, it's a weighing machine.
Okay. What do you mean by that? In the short run, it's a voting machine.
Okay, so the actual buying and selling of stocks, which could be considered votes, is going to impinge upon the perceived value of a company. So it can massively increase or decrease that stock price. But in the long run, the actual stream of earnings and losses that a company has, it can't be ignored. And so the market will finally properly weigh its value. So that's usually when you see the volatility sort of spread out a little bit.
Yeah. So when you say it's a voting machine, a lot of this is perceived, and it really is not based on facts, but it's based on emotion.
You're exactly right.
So when somebody says something or does something, it can send a shockwave through the market, but it's not based on facts.
You're exactly right. So it really is, that's the short run, if you will, the quick buying and selling those votes. And so that does change the stock price very, very rapidly, either one way or another. Right now, what's adding to the mix on the short run are three black swan events. A black swan event is an unforeseeable or unpredictable event that could have severe consequences. So we have three right now that are sort of in the works. Three
black swan events.
Yes.
And there's no way of knowing whether these things will actually happen or not.
Exactly. One we know of for sure, and that's the Russia-Ukraine war. As we know that started in February. We do not know when that end might be. It's added sort of the fuel to the fire of our inflation fight that's happening right now. Number two would be an energy crisis, which also might be a little bit stemmed or tie right back to that Russia-Ukraine war. And really, number three could be a possible confrontation or war on the Pacific front, and that, as we know, has not evolved at all. But we're seeing some turmoil.
Yeah, you're just full of all kinds of good news, aren't you?
I will say that, from June to mid-August, we did see some positivity in the market. It was up about 12%.
Right. Now, people wondering right now, and you're not here giving financial advice to anybody, right? But just if somebody came up and asked you and said, "What should I be investing right now or not?" You mentioned something to me about when you go to the department store and you see something on sale and you buy it because it's on sale. How do you relate that to the market?
So one of my favorite traditions growing up was going shopping in the middle of summer with my mom to get my winter coat. Mm-hmm. Seems kind of odd, but that's when the sales are happening, when things are discounted. And that's what we're seeing in the market right now. We're seeing it at a discount. You're able to invest at a low point.
Okay, so you could invest, you could buy and invest at a low price, there's no guarantee that that price is not going to go even lower.
That is correct. That is
Right.
correct. So again, work with a trusted advisor. But if you've got a time horizon on your side, really continue those savings, buy in low. It'll help decrease the average. So at one point, you bought in the market at a high time.
Yeah.
So by buying in low too, you're sort of averaging that price at a lower point.
Just as a general thought, how long do you, and it will get better. It will get better in the long run. But how long do you feel this long run is before we get back to where we were last year or the year before?
You know, if I had a crystal ball, I'd be a millionaire. I could tell you the right answer. But other black swan events that we've gone through more recently would be like the '08 collapse. And that took us 2 years to get back to where we were before that collapse. So it's possible this could be a 2-year front. If things change here in September with the federal rates that were recently increased, if we're seeing inflation going down, maybe we'll see a quicker comeback. But it could be as long as 2 years.
Yeah. Anything that you want to leave us with as far as just general thoughts of what people need to do to keep themselves calm in turmoil like this? When you came in this morning, you said, well, I was looking at things and we were up, what would you say, 14%?
We were up 13% in a matter of 2 days. We lost about 4% of that increase. And it can change that quickly.
Right. It can happen overnight. So what happened one day doesn't mean that's what it's going to be the next day. When you're doing investing, you do it for the long run, not for the short run.
You're exactly right. And really, if you don't have that time on your side, if you don't have that long time horizon, there could be some safe investment opportunities. CD rates are increasing, so that's a positive sign for investors that are looking for safety. But if you are...
CD rates?
CD rates, yes.
Okay.
We've seen them gone from a 0.15% up to about a 2% or higher. So CD rates can be a quick, safe investment for you.
Yeah.
Does tie your money up a little bit depending on what route you go.
But you know, when you say 2%, well, that seems minuscule when you think of a market that was returning, what, 14% or so?
It does. So that's why I really encourage, if you have a long time horizon, be investing into the stock market if you can. You can buy in at those low price points, and hopefully in the next couple of years, we'll see that market return come back.
All right. If people want more information about this, they can contact you how?
Yes, on the web, LaBrunerie.com, or give us a call, 573-449-5313.
Okay, and the important thing to do is just stay calm.
Stay calm.
We got about 30 seconds left. Anything for grandmas and grandpas that they can do as far as a kid? Real quick.
Yes, 529 college savings accounts. Those are a good thing to add to from a grandparent perspective and even a parent perspective. College is back in session now, and give the gift that keeps on giving.
Okay, it's a 529.
529 college savings account.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. It's a pleasure visiting with you.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, we're out of time for today. If there's something you'd like to hear or see, I'd love to hear from you. Pepper P, Missouri.edu. Bye-bye.